What's up, guys? It's Graham here, and you better buckle behind on their payments. This is why it's near their all-time $145 a month, and with interest, auto loan payments are exceeding. What's up, guys? It's Graham here, and you better buckle behind on their payments. This is why it's near their all-time $145 a month, and with interest, auto loan payments are exceeding. What's up, guys? It's Graham here, and you better buckle behind on their payments. This is why it's near their all-time $145 a month, and with interest, auto loan payments are exceeding.
Look at this. All these are bank
Stupid.
All right, fellas, ladies, we're back to the show once again. Today we're gonna cover why you shouldn't buy a car until you watch this video. We got you guys. See you in a bit.
From the dead is a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Raising my destiny, shaking his hand. Flipping the script, changing the plans. Off to the top, and I'm taking the fans. Making them jump, making them dance. Making them jump, making them dance. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. Let's go.
And we're back. Can you see me? Can you guys actually see me though? You can see me, right? Is it better? Or should I do this light real quick? Let's do this one. That's way better. You know, it's kind of dark, so gotta make sure you can see me. All right, but we're back, man. Today we're gonna cover cars because you guys know I love cars real quick on the channel. And of course, you guys have seen my car collection. It's been extravagant, crazy, wild, also mild as well. But they've all been fun. I've learned a lot about cars over the years, and let me tell y'all, man. Ooh, man. Boy, did I take some L's. I took some W's too as well. But of course, most people are in dire need of help because either they don't know how to buy a car, where to buy a car, or even if to buy right now. Because guys, the market is cooked. Like real estate market is, of course, you know where it's at with the rates. You can still buy certain deals, but car markets, man, are cooked. Actually, there's a new study that says the actual price of a new car has rose to a minimum of $50,000, $50K. That is right, guys. $50K for a car now is the cheapest you can get, pretty much, as an average. So that means car prices have skyrocketed, guys. And at the same time, if you want to buy a car, bro, listen, if you're a guy, that should be on the list. As a man, you need accessories, bro. You need a watch. You need at least one nice car, and obviously money in the bank and a good credit score. That foundation right there gets you in the door. And of course, you know what I'm saying, regular doors and doors that women have. With consent, of course. But the point is, you guys can make it happen. So this is the problem, right? A lot of people nowadays have been brainwashed to think that, okay, if you go to buy a car, just worry about the down payment. Listen, I'm all for you guys getting a good price on down payment because you got to pay monthly. But the problem is, you're not looking at exit. And I learned this the hard way because I bought a bunch of cars, guys. A bunch of cars. Maybe too much. I'd probably 8, 10 at a time. Wasn't the worst, but wasn't the best choice ever. But I learned about the car market, getting deals, financing, leasing, what's better for you. And the general consensus is, if you want to get a car, guys, look at it two ways. You got a business, you probably want to lease. If you're a personal owner of the car, just finance. But if you can pay it off in full, even better. And the typical age advice, so it's old stage advice, is to get an old reliable car, of course. That's what people say to do. Gets you from point A to point B. But let's be honest here, fellas. You want a nice car, bro. We want a nice car. Like, we want to either... Actually, you know what? We spoke about this with last stream with Zerka. So Corvette is the best bang for your buck right now for supercar, so to speak. All the bells and whistles. And it's a good price. And if you look here, guys, at a Corvette, you can get a used Corvette right now, guys, for literally under... 60K, which used to when it first came out, it was closer to like 80 to 100K for a base Corvette, which is insane, by the way. I don't know who bought a Corvette for 100K base. That's terrible, but people did it. And at the same time, guys, you gotta understand these actual numbers are what happens after you buy the car. So you buy the car at the beginning. And then you're like, okay, I got a new car, bro. Drive it a lot. You're excited. You're all happy. Like, I got a new car. But what you just did is you entered an agreement where you're for sure going to lose money on the car. And brother, this is not good. So here we go. This is the actual price of the Corvettes now. Oh, look, this isn't a bad price for a 21 Corvette. You can get one for 53K. Not bad at all. 21K miles. I'd argue that's a pretty good price for a Corvette. And again, you get the speed, the look, you know, all the new tech. You get the American muscle, red interior. I'm not gonna lie, man. And actually, these cars are good because let's say you're not into like a Ferrari or Lambo or McLaren. It's all you need, bro. You get this on like a truck or like a daily user that's a little bit higher up. You're good to go. So let's do some math here real quick, right? Ooh, here you go. So this is another reason why it's so cheap. It's a salvage title. One accident reported, which isn't the worst, guys, because I'll be honest with you guys, man. If you're keeping the car, who cares? But there may be issues in the future that you may want to look out for as well. Let's look at a different car because this one's kind of iffy. Let's look at this one right. Nah, that's a little bit too high mileage. Let's look between. Let's go back here to this. How about this one here? 22, 7K miles, 60K basically, right? Nah. We want one that's like smooth. Let's go to car gurus actually. Yeah, you know what? Let's just go right here. Let's look at this from this standpoint. Let's look at used cars. We'll do Chevrolet. We'll do the Corvettes, and we'll go minimal 40,000, and we'll go like max 70,000. All right. Let's do 100-mile radius, and look at the zip code that I'm close to. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. All right, here we go. And guys, by the way, we're on Kick as well. We should be having some people there on Kick. I want to go ahead and give somebody a sub on this one for sure. I'll do that later on. So if you guys don't mind, watch me Kick as well, Rumble, and as well YouTube. But Kick because we're going to do some sub battles here. And we'll give you the first sub pretty soon in like 10 minutes. All right, but let's go ahead and go over this real quick. So we got here, what should we over here? We're over here. Yeah, here we go. So look at cars here, right? Let's say we look at this Corvette here for 63K, right? And again, let's look at the actual details here. Okay, one accident reported. Yo, niggas can't drive, bro. Like, I confess niggas can't drive, bro. Like, what is happening with people getting accidents, bro? Unless it's not your fault, then I get it. But okay, let's go back. I don't want no accident on this car. Let's go to this one. Any accidents? Okay, no accidents. Reported as a corporate lease vehicle. Fuck it, bro. It's fine. Clean title, no accidents. That's all that really matters. Now, this car is a 23, right? Let's see if we actually have like a. Oh, this is a base 1LT. It's fine. It's a Corvette, right? So let's say this is your Corvette, right? And let's look at the numbers here. This price is below market price, which isn't bad, but around 55, 57 would be perfect. But let's say this is where you're going to work off of. Your down payment. These Corvettes are going for what new? They're going for like what? If I'm correct, like 70, 80, 85, 90, right? And what? This is a 2023. So this 2 years down the line, it's dropped like 20, 30K. And obviously speaking, like guys, at the height in the market for these cars, they were in high demand, which means you went ahead and bought this car around, I would argue 90 to 100K. So right now, let's just do some math here. If you bought this car for around 100K, right? Let's say, to be safe, 90K. 90K, right? The car is now worth, this is being generous, 61,000. If someone pays that price for it. So you lost 30K on this car basically in 2 years. Which, if you are okay with losing money, it's not that bad, but bro, that's still bad for a lot of people. So I would wager that this is still a loss in any case, which it is. But let's say you're gonna put on this new car now to depreciate it. You put like 3K down on this car, right? Your payment's $1,242. That's still pretty high for most people's car payments because if you add in rent, might be like 15 to 2K, 1,500 to like 2K. This is like half of your rent basically, right? Now, mind you, this is a fair credit score. Let's say we do excellent. It's still over $1,000. So guys, this is very important. This part right here is the part that matters. This number right here is not that important. Let me explain. it is in a sense of you got to pay this every month, of course. But like in the long scheme of things, this number right here is how to get you. Oh, you need a lower payment? Don't worry. We'll knock off some price of the car and lower the payment for you. No problem. But what I'm not telling you is that like over time, depreciation, and these cars have a definite shelf life. When you drive the cars a lot, you're losing value for sure, no matter what you do. Whether it's a Corvette, whether it's a Hyundai, a Toyota, doesn't matter. Now, mind you, at this point, people focus on this actual number right here, which is fine. I get it. I was too as well. But you need to worry about the exit of this car, right? So I like to project things in the future if I can, and of course look at the past. And you look at all these cars, go back to the year that you're in. So obviously look at the year that you're in, and then go back to the year of this car. Look at the price of the car when it was back then. So let's do price of base Corvette. When first came out. Let's do that, right? Let's do 2023. Right? Let's see. This isn't bad, but the thing is, this is giving me a number that's what the price should be. But dealerships were adding on massive add-ons to these cars. So keeping it real, these were probably like around like 70, 80. Just keeping it about you guys, right? That because remember, you couldn't get these cars anywhere. And look at this one right here is around 80K already. So yeah. So either way, it was around 80K, right? So now look at the price of like let's say this is one that's pretty new compared to this one here. It's been driven a little bit. You're going to lose money no matter what. But exiting the car, you can see from this price here of this Corvette, which is around 80K, which is what it was going for back then, brand new. Look over here, you got this price for 61K. So you can kind of estimate what you're going to lose on the car over a period of time. So look back like 2 years from before. But sometimes it's hard to guess because it can drop really, really hard versus like a small amount. But either way, the point is you're going to lose money on these cars. That's the whole point here. This is a basic understanding of what's happening with the car market. But just so you understand, guys, you buy a car, hopefully you don't buy it brand new because that's really dumb. Unless you get like allocation for the car, it's like a limited spec, like a Performante or something like that, which is a Lamborghini, then that's kind of fine. But allocating certain cars like this, bro, they're going to drop in value for sure. But at the same time, you can see how much money you lose, which is like around 30K for this car. Now, here's the issue. Some people obviously lose their jobs. Things happen, and you can't always, adjust for things happening. So what happens is repos are at an all-time high nowadays, guys. And it's crazy because the numbers are increasing daily. So look at these numbers here from the actual website, which is payments.com. It says here, car repos hit levels unseen since 2008 financial crisis. This is why I say, guys, buying cars right now is not really smart because what's going to happen now is that like all the rates are really high. And let's say you want to get out of this car, exit is going to be trash. So you got high interest rates, massive payments, and then getting out of the car is the worst part. Because remember, you still got to pay for the car every month. And then to exit the car, whatever the negative equity is in that car, you got to pay off. So let's say this car, so for example, let's say this Corvette, right? You got for 80K. You drive it for 2 years, you with your boys having fun racing, all that shit. Cool. But then, tough times hit, you got to sell the car, right? But the car is now valued at like $50,000. But let's say you owe 61,000, right? So you owe 10K on this car in negative equity. That's just being generous. Sorry, being nice. So now you got to pay 10K to get out of the car after paying a down payment and then all the installments on the car. So let's do some math here, right? Let's just use this because the calculator's right here. Let's say we bought this car. Or can I use this one? Is the calculator on this one? No, there's not. So we use this one for now, right? So let's say we go back to this Corvette here, right? Calculator. So your payment is going to be around like $1,200 for this Corvette, right? $1,200 for this Corvette. $1,200 by 12, right? What's this math here? Is $14,400. By 2 for 2 years is $28,000. So you're spending on this car $20,000, and that does not include actual insurance or issues or any incidentals come with the car, right? Accidents, repairs, oil services, oil changes. So you spent $28,000 basically for 2 years on a car, just payments alone, right? Which is this payment right here. Boom. Now, to get out the car and get scot-free and get back to zero, you got to spend another $10K. So you spent a total of $40,000 on this Corvette, and when you sell the car, you have nothing to show for it. So imagine that you just spent $40K on this car, and now you need to get rid of it for whatever reason, and now you're out $40K and no car. You see how messed up this could be, guys? And this is why, like, they say in America, cars are the biggest wealth killer for most Americans, and it's because obviously we like nice cars, we like nice things, but how the system is built, if you don't do it correctly, man, you're gonna get fleeced all day, bro. And this is where I tell people, listen, if you got kids, you're building towards the future, building out wealth, don't worry about cars, man. Trust me, I did it, fellas. I can tell you this right now. I would have saved a lot more money if I was smarter, and I did save some good money. I got some gold, got some Bitcoin, got some real estate, so I'm good. But I would have way more if I was smarter with using my money on cars. Now, mind you, I made some connections now where I'm way better off. But for you guys watching that actually could lose everything if you do this the wrong way, dude, 40K is nothing to sneeze at. And if you're working your ass off, bro, going to work every day, working a job, just do the math. Look at your car payments every month and then multiply that by 12. Bro, that's what you're paying for your car. And let's say it's a nice ass car. If you want to exit, I guarantee you have a negative equity, which means you're going to have to pay a bunch of money to get out the car, plus what you pay for the car in the first place. So, all in all, man, it is a nice car, but, comes with a lot of issues. So we'll do some reactions to these videos here. I want you guys to see, because this is very telling what's happening in the marketplace. And buying a car now is not a good idea, because the market is down. The market is actually up in interest rates, but down in selling, because when you sell cars nowadays, guys, you're selling at a loss if you can, and also you're getting at a high rate. So here we go. This is our boy Zach Rios. This is channel. Why are so many cars getting repossessed in 25? All right, let's go ahead.
Repossession.
You guys, real quick, if you don't mind, support me here on Kick as well. I'm gonna be adding some. Let me add a sub in here real quick for you guys that are watching on Kick real quick. Try to get that kit number up. Let's see. Of course, we'll be doing more stuff on there as well. Thing is, when I have Zerka on, I can't have him on here because he's banned. So that's the only thing. But when I do the stream with the girls and gets like lit, we'll add them in there as well. So let's give some subs to y'all in there who are in there on Kick. And the link is actually here if you guys don't mind supporting your boy on Kick as well. The goal is 500, man. We're going to make that happen for sure. Streaming nonstop. All right, cool. And then, can I put it over here? Yeah, what's it, guys? Put it right here. Boom. And then I'll put it on YouTube as well. But yeah, overall, guys, like the car market is not in a good spot right now. I got friends that own like repo lots as well, and their actual lot is full, yo, like mad full. In a good spot right now. So that's the scary part. Very scary. And guys, comment below if you lost money on a car as well. If it happened to you, man, because I mean, nobody's safe, bro. So I can't imagine thinking about new G-Wagon having time for YouTube fresh. Yeah, bro. I mean, G-Wagons are nice, but at the same time, bro, you gotta understand, like, bro, G-Wagons are not easy to maintain because of gas, because of, well, repairs are not bad, but gas, oh man, bro, like you got to refill your tank like every other like couple days, bro. So that's the thing with having a G-Wagon. It's nice though. It's really nice. It's like being gangster, but classy at the same time. That's like cool. The Rolls Royce is kind of OD because like it's like, bro, like you're doing too much, but G-Wagon's cool. Anyhow, let's get back to the video. Here we go. Oh, I need to get some subs real quick. I got you guys on subs. 1 second here. Here we go. Boom. Subs gifted on Kick. So you should get no ads as well. right, here we go.
As far as your eyes can see.
Y'all see, I got the repo man following me. Let's see how far he can chase me.
So we're getting to that time of the year where car repossessions are at its peak, along with them being at the highest.
So that's people having their reactions to getting repoed, how they react. And this is some nigga shit, bro. For real, for real.
Levels in general in the past 15 years since the '08 financial crisis, which I don't have to tell you is definitely not a good.
By the way, I've had over 29 cars. I've never had one repossession, never one late payment, never one issue with my bank or my lenders. I've paid everything off because to me, my word is my bond. And if I put myself on a line for a car, I'm getting rid of that shit and I'm paying off in full. If not, then my credit score would be terrible. My credit score was 850 at one point, fucking maximum score you can have. I was around like 820 because I got property on there now. I need to get off. But once it's off of there, it'll go back up. And yeah, man, never missed a payment. Never actually missed any bank notations, anything. I paid everything off. And that's why if I make a phone call today, hey, I need a loan for this or a loan for that, I can get a car like that for nothing down or little down. So not bad at all. Here we go.
Sign, but I thought it would be interesting to take a look at what's happening right now. The types of vehicles being repoed, the types of lenders, the interest rates, the prices, everything that goes into it. We also have some comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave it.
Let's see for a little bit.
And look at this. All these are.
So I want to do a video with Yusuf, man. He's been killing it with the car videos and very insightful. He gives real advice on how to buy cars, how not to get finesse. And people go to him all the time because either they bought a lot of cars for Turo, it didn't work out, and then they're like, damn, like, how do I get all these cars? And he's like, bro, negative equity is a motherfucker because it'll mess you up for sure. Because once that negative equity is there as negative, you got to pay it off to get out the car. That's the only way you can do it, guys. So you got a car, you didn't pay off, and is a negative equity in there, you want to get rid of it, you got to pay it off, fellas. Unless someone takes over your loan, but that's highly unlikely a bank will do that for you on the fly, so.
There are bank repossessions. As far
Savvy says, I just paid off a car that brought down on me and I'm in the market now. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen, if you're a responsible investor, a financial wizard for your finances, and you're good with your credit score, your shit's paid off, then you buying a car is not the worst thing if you're obviously smart with your money. However, you need to buy it the right way and not get finessed because, guys, car dealerships, man, this is a little secret here. They make money off of doing loans, right? The cars itself, maybe a couple grand, maybe a little bit there, but the bang on their buck is made from you getting a loan with them, either a lease or finance. That's how they make their money, bro. You pay in cash, they're like, fuck, this guy got cash, bro. Man, get him out of here. You get a loan? Oh, we love you, bro. Come over here, bro. You need a low car payment? We got you, brother. Don't worry.
It was at this moment.
Don't worry.
He fucked.
We got you. We'll give you a lower car payment. Don't worry. You want 500 instead of 700? We got you, brother. Just sign right here. That's what they get you, man.
far as your eyes can see, all of these are a manifestation of bad financial decisions, over leveraging credit and budget. And unfortunately, it ends up in a lot like this, where it's going to be sold at auction, cycled back into the car market at a fraction of the cost.
So you know what people do that are very smart? They go to auctions and they buy the cars that are repossessed on like pretty much like pennies on the dollar, because they're getting the car after depreciation and after it's been sold to the bank, which means the bank has said, fuck this shit, get these cars out of my way. Just somebody take the car from me. We don't want this liability. And that's where you as a smart investor can say, okay, if I get my auction license, I can go buy a car for pennies on the dollar, basically. And I get the same car people had, but hey, I get a year or two later, it looks the exact same, but I get it for half the money, price of the car, or even less. So I think it's not a bad idea to go to auctions because, or know somebody that's there, because if you can get this plug here, guys, you can get cars for a way cheaper price, and it's still the same car. So, you know.
2025 Toyota Camry, repo, all Suburbans, Audis, Toyotas, Ram 3500s, Jeeps, a bunch of luxury cars, 2024 Kia Telluride with only 16,000 miles repoed. Dealer charged $3,000 for a thorough inspection and reconditioning fee and $1,000 for interior protection, which is an additional $4,000 on an already inflated MSRP of $47,380. On a car like this, I guarantee you,
So they're adding actual random itemizations onto your car bill. So the car is worth $47,000. He just said they basically added on $4K to the car for random shit. Yo, guys, yo, this is like highway robbery at the highest level, but because they have a monopoly, or they're probably the only ones in that city or that state doing, car deals like this, or you can't get approved, they can work the numbers, and then before you know it, they got you, bro. So, guys, be careful, man, buying cars, because if you're not careful, it can mess you up really bad.
the door is right around $60,000. If you had decent credit,
you know what you should do? Before you even buy one of these cars, man, have like 6 months of the car payment in your account. I know some crazy, but like, bro, like you never know what could happen, guys. And having a repo on your record is disgusting. That's like a poop stain on your shirt, bro. You don't want that shit anywhere near your credit score, bro. I mean, you can wipe it off, of course, but like, it's not as easy as it seems. Because the thing is, the banks, even though you might wipe it off your credit history, they see the record from other banks. For example, let's say I got repo at Chase Bank or American, well, not American, so Chase Bank, TD Bank, or Wells Fargo, right? Even though it's off my record, they still have a record of you getting a repo from them. And banks call around. They say, okay, what about this guy? And they'll do like a auto check. And if it flags up as you had a repo, even if it's off your credit history, it's still with the bank. So, I mean, be careful, guys.
13 to 15% interest loan. A car like this would be easily over $1,000. And don't even forget your car insurance.
Imagine paying over sticker and a 15% interest rate for a Kia. Like he said, over $1,000.
I met a girl I used to work with at AT&T, right? And she bought a brand new Kia. She's like, look at me. I'm working hard. I got a brand new Kia. My car is nice. Mind you, I'm not really obviously I'm a car guy to exotic cars, but not to like regular. I'm like, Kia, bro, that's an L, bro. Like, yo, nobody cares about your Kia. Anyhow, she's talk of the town. Everyone's like, she bought a brand new car. But you know what happened? 6 months down the line, I kid you not, she had a kid. Of course, she had a kid, and I guess issues happen with baby daddy, whatever, and you start helping them with money, and they couldn't afford the car anymore. Whoop-de-doo. And then she lost that car. And she'd have to Uber to work every day because her actual repo on the car, mind you, they repoed it at work. So we all saw it. It was hilarious. Well, not to me, but like, to everybody else. And, it got repoed at work, and she'd have to Uber to work every day, and she's still paying the car off as we speak. Which is why I'm like, guys, like, you gotta understand, man, like, because if you don't pay the car, they're gonna sue you. And they're gonna garnish your wages. So imagine this. Think about this. You get the car of your dreams, right? Driving the car, shit hits the fan. You can't afford the car anymore. Well, you're like, screw it. I'm gonna just hide the car in my garage. Hopefully, they don't find it. You go on a date to Cold Stone one random Sunday. You're like popping off, like, look at this beauty, man. Look at my car. You like this hoe? She's like, oh, this car's sexy, daddy. You're like, yeah, it is. You turn around to go pay the bill. They pull over real quick, grab the car, and it's gone. Where's my car? Repoed, bro. Listen, I'm just saying this happens, guys. And it's brutal, but it's the truth. And the reality is, guys, like, when this happens to you, it's shameful, bro. Yo, I know some YouTubers, bro, that think they're slick. But I've seen, because I know dealerships, and I'm cool with some people. And I see some of their, like, auto history, like, inspections and all this stuff. And I see, like, oh, wait, repo here? What the fuck? Niggas don't even... Bro, these YouTubers, man... Bro, okay, listen, I did it too, but I didn't do it that dumb. These niggas went nigga level times 1,000. And, yeah, they got messed up for it. Look, I ain't mad, bro. I mean, I get it, but, hopefully, that's not going to be you guys watching, okay? Hopefully. We got a chat here from, So Boosted. We can see you, Dart, nigga. Shout out to you. Thank you, brother, on, locals there. Shout out to you, bro. Appreciate that, man. I'm telling you, bro. McFly says credit unions are the best for car loans. I agree, bro. If you can get a credit union to give you a loan before you even go to the dealership, even better. You look at the car, you get them the VIN number, you get them the price of the car, and they can give you a loan approval right there on the spot, credit union, before you go into the dealership. So you can say, hey, dealership, I got my own loan. Can I get a car now? Way better off. All right, let's continue.
a month. So no wonder why you see videos like this with just a sea of vehicles that are all repoed. Some of the comments repoed to be resold and repoed again. If you saw my buy here, pay here video that I made a few months ago on this channel, a good amount of those vehicles' purposes are specifically for that. The dealerships know that the customers are barely going to make the payments, maybe a couple.
Yeah, bro. These people know, fellas. Like, okay, the likelihood that you paying your car off is slim to none. Most people don't pay their car off ever. And if they do, it's an older car like a Toyota, Honda that they've driven for years, and it's not a brand new car. So when you buy the car from the dealership, they're counting on you not to pay. They're like, you know what? This guy has a credit score of 450, 500. Yeah, we'll give you a loan. We'll give you the car. And they say, we got him. You drive the car home. You're relaxing. You're chilling. You're having fun. 4 months down the line, you can't make the payment. They can pick it up and sell it again. And that's the game right there, fellas. That's how they get people stuck in these spots, because you buy the car you can't afford, your credit score is too low, the rates are terrible. You buy the car, they say, sure, Mr. Brown, you can have this car. We got you. You want a Dodge Charger Hellcat? Take it. So you buy the car, you're vroom, vroom, vroom. 4 months later, 5 months later, they repo it onto the next guy, and the rinse and repeat cycle. That's all they do, fellas. And once they get you laid out, bro, you're cooked. Because now getting cars is going to be almost impossible. Which is why people are like, I'll put it in my girl's name or put it in my mom's name. Of course, because your shit's terrible, bro. Your credit score is done. And it's not responsible, fellas, at all.
Months, they'll repo the car and resell it again over and over and over. Some of the Carfaxes had double-digit owners.
Yeah, I saw your super chat, brother. Give me 1 second here. Bills, how to read this shit, bro? Oh, wait, hold on. I got to refresh it, do I? 1 sec. I appreciate that, man. How do I see the super chat just came in? Sorry, I'm learning here, guys, as we speak. All right, cool. Here we go.
That were all repossessions. Temporary tags and already repoed. Saw a Facebook post that said I have 350 credit score. What kind of car could I get? And someone replied, a bicycle. Well, we are going to see a little bit later people having some really rough credit scores with repossessions in their history, and they still end up going to a dealership. But we have a comment from one of you guys. There's a custodian in the hospital.
Let's get this part right here real quick. There we go.
Crazy to me.
So I want you to check this line behind me right here. A majority of these vehicles that are behind me are actually repossessed vehicles. And we're seeing more right.
So this guy talking right now on the camera, he goes around to different lots and looks at all the cars that are there parked for repos. And you see every kind of car, fellas. You see the best of the best, the worst of the worst. And it's people trying to hide from these repo men. And what they do to avoid getting repossessed is insane, especially women. They're not accountable at all. They'll literally like do the worst to keep their car and then even offer pussy, bro. Shit's crazy.
Right now during this time of year than we usually see, even with the record rates of repossessions, the record rates of auto loan delinquencies that we're experiencing right now. They have even jumped over the last little time period. And I'll tell you why, because we are actually in the peak right now.
Let me just mod people real quick on Kick. 1 second here. How do I mod you, brother? Let's see. Boom. How can I mod you? 1 second here. How do I mod you, brother? Oh, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Yes, yeah, I remember you, bro. How do I mod you? 1 second here. How do I mod you on here? It should pop out. It should pop up. I don't 1 second here. Oh, yep. Bill's calling me. 1 sec. I got you, bro. Yo, how do I mod somebody on Kick? Yo, it's like, bruh.
I just did that, actually. You gotta go in your settings. Oh, fuck, I did that shit earlier today. I added a mod. Okay, so it's probably one of your tabs, honestly. Go to Kick. All right, hold on.
On my tabs? Okay. Yo, we do it live, fellas. We do it live. Hold on.
All right, let me see that screen.
Okay.
Like where, yeah, click that, create a dashboard. Settings. Probably settings.
Settings, cool.
Go to that. Yeah, go to settings. Let me see the left. Should say something like, hold on.
You need this?
Profile. Let me see permissions or anything like that. Nah, go to dashboard then. It's the channel dashboard. Go to the channel dashboard.
Got you. We'll do it live.
Create a dashboard, I think.
Okay.
Hold on.
Settings?
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, something here. It's right here. This
Roles?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, awesome. And I just type.
All right. Also, before you add whoever you have to add.
Okay.
Yep. Now show me the OBS screen.
Okay.
Okay, so like that left side right there. Right next to your, that should show you the super chat. Is that not the last super chat?
How do we refresh?
It's not refreshed? I think that's the last one.
I just saw one come in.
Okay, click that X button.
This?
Yep. Go to docs at the top of OBS.
Okay.
Go to, it should say, go all the way to the bottom, it says super chats. Click it.
Gotcha.
Hold on.
Oh, it's on F. Oh, it's on FNF. That's why.
Oh, they super chat on FNF super chat. Okay, all right. Well, that's the issue. Yeah, tell them to they gotta do it on freshstart.tv. I gotta try and get that super chat for you though. I gotta log in to see it though.
I appreciate it. If you can, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I'll get it to you. Don't worry. Log in to see it though. All right, bet. Well, yeah, continue on. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks, man.
All right, peace.
Cool. All right, Shay, you should be in there as a mod, brother. Appreciate it, bro. Don Marco for Shay, man. When I was on Twitch, going crazy in the streets in San Fran and Miami, he was supporting as well. Yo, Twitch, we were live. We were getting lit on Twitch, bro. Like, we were getting lit on Twitch. About to pop off, man, and we got banned, bro. But whatever. It's all good, bro. But sub goal, guys, is 500, man. We're at 5 right now. I don't know why it's not updating, but let's continue.
Of repo season. Yes, there is a repo season. What happens? Well, people go with their tax checks, their money from the government, and well, it's their money. The government gets to hold it, and then they.
Guys, real quick, imagine this, right? Or think about this. Your payments every month are divided into 3 main sections: your house, your car, and miscellaneous, where you have your bills, right? For the most part. And your biggest expense is probably your rent, but after that, your car. And because of that, your car, like, being debt free is the best feeling ever. Like, having credit cards is cool, having that stuff is cool, having cars are cool, living in a nice spot is cool, but being debt free is a feeling you can't replace. So I get questions all the time. Fresh, should I buy a car? No, what should I buy? And I'm more like, bro, just look at it from the standpoint of, do you want the stress, bro? Like, I get it. I've already hit the pinnacle. I've already did everything you could think about it. Luxury, regular cars I've had, and it's like, I'm at a point now where I'm like, yo, does this actually give me peace of mind and financial freedom? If not, I don't want it, bro. Like, you're better off renting than getting into a deal with a lease or a finance for a car that you can't maintain or don't want to maintain. Remember, you need to get, most loans are between 4 to 6 years minimum, right? Which means, like, you got to pay that car for that amount of time, and if you don't, you got to pay heavy interest the entire time and then pay it off with negative equity for the most part. So just think about that before you go buy a car, man, because is it really worth your freedom? Cause remember, you become a slave to the car. That was me for a while, guys. I was a slave to a lot of my cars where, like, I'll travel to, like, Europe and be with Andrew and them and Tate and the boys, and I'm thinking about my car payments. Fuck that, bro. Like, dude, hell no. Like, you should be free thinking, just having fun, enjoying the moments versus thinking about your car payment or your actual, like, bills at home, you know? That's the best place to be.
They get their money back, their refund, around the same time of year, into February, beginning of March. They go and they drop it on a down payment for a car. They drive it for about a month, and then they stop making payments on it. And that's what happens. A lot of cars come and get repossessed right at the beginning of summer because people just stop making payments on their new car that they thought they can actually afford when they could not.
So we also touched on this a little bit when I talked about the tax refund season. People taking all the money that is rightfully theirs, the government just held on to it and ended up giving it back, but they would blow it on a down payment on a luxury car or go to Disney, vacations, and then they're right back to square one, paycheck to paycheck, barely.
Fellas, especially here in Miami, I've seen guys come to the scene and they legit have like a start in the marketplace. They start making some money and they go buy the biggest car they can get, biggest setup they can get, and then things go wrong. And life is like an up and down. 1 minute you're up, 1 minute you're down. It's never really like a flat line stable where everything is going good. So when you have payments you got to maintain, it could really mess you up because you could be up one day, down the next day, and then you got to still make payments the entire time as a baseline. So you're kind of like, you know, hoping and praying that nothing goes wrong, but things do go wrong. It's Murphy's Law. So, you know, Lamborghini, Ferrari heaven, but, you know, payment hell.
Scraping by. And I guess this is almost a yearly event. Right around the summertime, you start seeing a lot more of those repos. The people who couldn't actually afford that Mercedes-Benz or luxury SUV, whatever they got. And I mean, here's another clip right here, watching the car I bought with taxes get repoed because I couldn't afford it anymore. If you could barely afford the down payment in the first place and the only reason you were able to was because you got your yearly tax refund, when you signed the contract showing the monthly payments, you had to know that you weren't going to afford it in the end.
Dealership's fun, but sometimes it's not. We just had to repo this car from a customer that didn't make their first payment. Bank issued a buyback, so we had to buy this car back. We repoed it last night, but luckily we were able to recover it. And let me show you guys the car and tell you a little bit more about the story. So, guys, it's been about 45 days since we sold this car. They missed their first payment, so we had to repo the car. The tires are pretty much shot.
How do you miss the first payment, bro? You got to be a scumbag of scumbags, bro. Like, real quick, if you put yourself on the line for a car payment, right? For however long the period is, and you don't make the first payment, bro, you got to be a scumbag, bro. I know there's a whole scam with doing that where you can get the car and you don't make the first payment, you just do it again. But, dude, that is some dirty shit, bro. Like, who's doing that? That's just crazy.
Here, and if you come around, here's the damage. This car was sold 45 days ago. It was in super mint condition. And look at the condition of the vehicle right now. This is a mismatched wheel. I don't know what the other tire is. Hopefully it's in the trunk.
When people tell me, yo, Fretch, I want to start a dealership, I want to do car rentals, I'm like, bro, you are signing up for headaches upon headaches upon headaches. And then sometimes I'm like, you know what? I understand why y'all niggas be like, well, dealership be like, you know what? Just give me your money, bro. Because the shit that they deal with on a day-to-day basis is incredible. Like, issues, hits on cars, people finessing, fake bank statements. It's like a world of trouble these people are in, and then they want to get a car, and yeah, it's never really like a smooth business. It's always like ups and downs, like I said before. And in cars, man, you never know.
But yeah, man.
So even though it was only $20,000, of course, it was still a Mercedes. I believe it's the A220, but basically the cheapest Mercedes you could get, and this person didn't even last 2 months. Missed the first payment and destroyed the car. We have another comment here. I'm a cop in a large city and we have dudes rent rims. We get calls where they'd walk out in the morning and their cars are on blocks because their rims got repoed. I mean, that sounds absolutely insane to me, but we have another one. One of the very high-class luxury vehicles getting repoed almost immediately.
Repossessions at the auction is insane. This is wild. This is a 2021 7 Series BMW, right? It's only got 26,000 miles. But look at the bank that repossessed it. American Credit Acceptance. That's like the low of the low 500 credit score. You don't pay nobody, but you make some income bank. You couldn't afford the car. Why'd you buy it? So I just pulled the Carfax. They bought this in February on the 24th day. Bruh, you ain't even had a car 2 months. That means you missed your first payment. Like, that's wild, crazy.
It is wild.
Stop trying to impress the internet. Nobody gives a shit what you drive. Buy what you can afford. Make it to work every day. Pick your kids up from soccer practice.
So there are certain companies that...
Yo, so like, I got friends who were like, all right, they can buy anything that they want to buy. Like literally, they have unlimited budget, and they don't have nice cars. All they have is like a Toyota Tacoma, maybe like a Lexus if anything, and they're super low key. You would never even know they got money, but they live happy. They're debt free, and that's how I want to be, fellas. Debt free, enjoying life, good people, giving you guys value, and really giving back. Because I feel like I've hit the peak of everything, guys. I've done it. Like a man's dreams, I've lived it. Bad chicks, lifestyle, penthouse, cars. It's fun. Don't get me wrong, but like, it's not everything. And after doing all that shit, it's like, okay, I lived the King Solomon lifestyle. I've done it, and safe to say, bro, it's not for most, and most can't even do it. And I recommend you don't do it because it can really mess you up. Like, I got friends that are in this lifestyle and they start doing drugs, all that shit, and dude, they're screwed, bro. They're screwed. Like, some passed away because they overdosed and shit like that, and it's like, whoa, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? So when people say, oh, I want to be a celebrity, I want to be famous, all this stuff, and get into the lifestyle, you may want to rethink that sometimes, because it's not always glitz and glamour. So, yeah.
That will basically accept anybody for a loan, but because credit acceptance is terrible, trying to impress my neighbor, I mean, all of that kind of stuff. And we have another comment from you guys. Vehicles are the kryptonite of financial freedom. Don't be caught in the web of auto hamster wheel.
Yes. Vehicles are the kryptonite of financial freedom. Guys, if I can go back in time and not buy so many at a time, I would. Because even though it was a good experience, I built some history, some credit history. I have paid off cars on my shit now. Like a lot of paid off cars. It was cool, but I could have traveled. I could have did way more stuff. I could have bought more property, more Bitcoin, which I'm buying a lot right now as we speak. I could have did a lot more stuff. But again, having car payments, fellas, don't do it, man. If you can avoid it and just build your cash up, build yourself up, have a stable savings, do that instead, because bruh, having car payments is a L. Like moving forward, I just got the new G-Wagon, of course. I'm gonna pay it off in full, and then that's gonna be after that, yeah, I don't own anything on pretty much any more cars. Yeah, everything else is gonna be paid off. Yeah. If I pay off my G-Wagon now, finito. And actually, that's on my goal list. If you guys saw my goal list last time, I wrote my goals down. You go ahead and write all your goals down. You can actually get this done, and that's on my goal board to pay off my G-Wagon. And at that point, I'll be pretty much debt free, of any major expenses. Rent is covered basically because my business covers my rent. So pretty much I have no payments at all other than business expenses, and that's a write-off in itself. So, I mean, there you go.
Only buy what you could pay for cash unless you have outrageous income, which most people do not have. But the previous clip really said it perfectly. Trying to flex for Instagram, the neighbors, your friends and family, because you see other random influencers or celebrities showing off their Range Rovers and G-Wagons in front of their big mansions. Which, if we're talking about influencers, a good amount of time that's just completely fake, but it seems like everybody wants to keep up with the Joneses, make it look like they have more wealth than they do, and unfortunately that turns into getting repossessed.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, what you just said right there is important, because looking at it from that point of view, people that have money are really not that flashy. They're more low-key, more down-to-earth, more hidden in shadows. You don't even see them that often. And they're using shorts, just some slippers and a regular tee. No crazy watch, no crazy chain. Just they're simple, And I've met a few billionaires myself. Actually, I'm cool with two of them in Miami. They're really cool friends of mine. One's a Russian mobster, and they're bro, they're so low key. You never know that they got money. And I'm like, wow, I'm over here wearing these big ass chains back in the day, wearing these iced out watches and shit. I mean, it's cool, it's fun sometimes, but they're like, yo, this is some monkey shit, literally. And I'm like, bro, you're right. What am I doing this for? And then I'll never forget. I got banned on Instagram. I got banned on Instagram a year and a half ago, and I was like, okay. But on Instagram, bro, the marketing, what am I doing this for? Because obviously, you guys, it's marketing. People see the cars, see the lifestyle. Oh, shit, they're popping up, they're doing shit. And we still are, but, just a little bit more quiet now. And I just feel like at some point, you got to understand that, there's a game being played here. And the top elites, the people that are at the top, are playing it very smart. And I think it was Machiavelli that said, you don't want to show too much of your hand because then people can use it against you or plan to attack you. So, made a good point there.
And oh man, are there a ton of crazy clips online when that happens.
So these are clips of people fighting the repo man basically for their car. Crazy world, bro.
I'm gonna keep my car here right now.
You're not. It's gonna come with me.
Okay, well then I'm going with you.
You can't ride
Oh,
on the
well,
road.
yes, I will. Oh, God, I will.
Yeah, what's up with our black queens, man? Like, come on, man. Come on, bro.
Got it.
What the fuck, bro? That nigga reversed all the way back. He said, hell no, you're not catching me today. That's crazy, bro. Paulie Polo says, I can't drive a Toyota. It makes me sad. Yeah, bro. I mean, listen, I'm not saying to always just have a regular car. I'm saying you should get your dream car for sure. But you got to do it smart and do it right. Like, doing it too early will mess you up, bro. Because then you can't, because then you can't actually, like, build wealth and move forward. One sec. One sec. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, you gotta do it smart, fellas. Go do it smart.
I'm gonna get out. I'm here so he knows.
So yeah, if you want to look this up yourself, there are entire compilations, YouTube channels just showing the outrageous stuff that happens during these repos. But of course, this is the internet and social media, and there's a whole bunch of people that just don't take it seriously at all.
My car's getting repoed immediately. Bye. Bye. Car. Yo, see, I got the repo man following me. Let's see how far he can chase me.
So real quick, by the reaction to her disabling
Yeah, but we can stop it here. But this is the point, fellas. Like, getting a car before you're ready for a car can really mess you up. And if you're a young man but trying to build wealth and have a savings and actually move forward, like, I didn't buy a car until I bought my first property, and it was making me money. So basically, I bought a property back in 2020. I worked my ass off for that property. I put a full down payment down, closing costs, everything. And I bought my Range Rover right after that because I wasn't paying any rent. So I'm living in a triplex, right? I live in one unit. The other two I rent out. I'm living rent-free because those 2 units pay for the mortgage and the insurance. So now I'm living rent-free. I'm like, all right, I could do a little splurging now. I could do a little fun stuff now. I got savings. I got a property and living for free. And I got extra income that I could just, like, play with. So then I got the car at that point. Then it made sense. But buying a car before that, before I bought a property, bro, I would have been cooked because now you can't even save towards your future, bro. All the money's going towards your car. And listen, back in the day, I was a JDM Square guy. I would modify my cars to the max. Like, I had a EK9 from Japan. I ordered it in. I had what else I had? I had a Toyota 11. I had a bunch of cars that were, like, imported from Japan. And this is actually back in Barbados when I used to race. And I would spend money on modifying those cars, guys. I would modify the turbo. I would modify, like, a bunch of stuff on cars, and, like, it was cool. But all the money I spent on that stuff was like, damn. If I put it into myself or put it into, like, a business or something that was important, it went way further. Versus a car is kind of like a huge liability. So, looking back, wish I did better. But hey, it is what it is. You guys learn from my mistakes so that you don't make the same mistakes. But the cars, man, it can mess you up for sure. Thank God, I have a great business. I have a lot of good friends around me that show me the way, and I've learned because I'm 32 now, fellas. I've made some mistakes. You guys know. With the girls and, cars or whatever, but I'm still here, still shining, still doing what I gotta do, still working, still grinding. So we ain't stopping, fellas. But there's another video I want to show you guys with Grim Stefan. It talks about the car market bubble just popped, which I believe it has been popped for a while, but people are now seeing it because they're seeing the repos and obviously the rates. But I've been knowing it, it's just popped. This is why I sold a lot of my cars beforehand. People are wondering, why is Fresh selling his cars? Is he going broke? No. I see where the market's going. I say, fuck this shit. I'm about to get out before we get swamped. And I got out right in time because, yo, fellas, it's about to pop. So here we go.
$745 a month, and with interest.
So the average car payment is $745 a month. That was the estimated car payment average for the first quarter of 25. Guys, it has increased. It is over 1,000 now. So I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, cars could be your funeral hearse, literally.
$745 a month, and with interest rates near their all-time highs, Americans are now officially beginning to fall behind on their payments. This is why it's so important that we break down exactly why cars have become America's #1 wealth killer, why used car prices are spiking again, and then what the data says is most likely going to happen over the next year, because there are 3 points that you need to be made aware of if you want to save a ton of money. Although before we start, if you appreciate videos like this or even find them helpful, it would mean the world to me if you gave the like button a little.
Guys, you know what? If you don't mind, like my video as well, man, because Graham is right. You should be liking videos. So we won't cover all this video today, just a small part of it. But this is a more shorter stream. We'll finish soon as well. But I want to encourage you guys not to buy anything right now. Just if you can, hang tight, buy cash. And when this shit pops fully, which it's popping right now, you can maneuver it in the right way.
Like, here's the thing. For the longest time, when you think about car prices, you'd imagine a chart like this. In a normal market, a new car is expected to lose anywhere from 9 to 18% the moment you drive it off the lot. And then from there, prices continue to fall by an additional 10 to 20% a year until after 5 years of ownership, you're left with about 40% of the price that you paid. However, these last few years have completely messed that up. Because of a shortage of auto manufacturing, a limited supply of parts, record low interest rates, and a surge of demand, used car prices began to defy the laws of gravity by going up in price. For instance, in 2021, used car prices were 40% higher than the year prior, meaning back then you could literally go and buy a car, drive it around for free, and then...
So Cam asked a very good question. When do you think is the best times for the car market? So usually, right, what happens is dealerships are always fighting for the best price, of course, because that's how they make their money. Well, loans now, but back in the day. So now, they don't want to concede in lower prices, because if the lower prices, then obviously you get a better deal, one, but two, they lose margins for sure. So they're still upholding a high price for cars, which is why you can still see Corvettes going for, you know what? You know what's a good example? There was a car that everyone wanted back in the day. The doors go up. I'll see if someone in the chat gets it. Doors go up. It's fast. And it looks cool. But that car took a huge nosedive in actual value. And one of my favorite YouTubers back in the day, DDG, he bought one. And man, he got cooked on that car, bro. Anyone know what it is? Doors go up. Flashy, nice car. Anybody? Yep. On Kick, Good Reverb says IA. Don DeMarco for Good Reverb. You know what? Because of you, Good Reverb, I'm putting 5 more subs on Kick. There we go. Guys, if you don't mind, sub to my channel on Kick, man. Fresh Prince CEO. We're dropping some sauce in there, some IRL streams for some girls, and of course, some behind the scenes, some real value in there, man. My Instagram is Secret Order Life. If you need coaching, if you need anything to help with life itself, networking, dating, I got you guys, man. Connections. So yeah, it is an i8. So check this, right? So I use i8, right? Let's go to BMW. We go to BMW. We go to i8. And guys, your favorite YouTuber, man, I'm helping them buy cars, by the way, just so you know, and getting them deals too. I just don't brag about it. All right, i8, right? Man, you can get an i8 for 50 bands now, bruh. Check this, right? Price of new i8. New BMW i8. Let's see. $147,000 was the price of a new i8. Look at where it is now. Brother, cooked. Yo, this is as bad as SF90 for niggas that got luxury, bro. SF90s dropped so much in value. I know a guy right now that's holding the bag, that's holding negative equity for a Ferrari F8, SF90 for $300K. Bruh. Cooked. So that means to leave his car and exit his car successfully, he has to spend $300K to get out of his car. Bro, cooked. Dude, no return. So the point with this is you buy the wrong car, fellas, you're gonna spend a year's paycheck or more getting out of that car if you can. You know the worst case scenario, fellas, is when you get a car, you can't get out of it. Oh man, that's tough. Because now you got bad payment for a car you don't want anymore, and it's draining your wealth slowly but surely. And if you don't pay, guess what they're gonna do? They're gonna sue your ass, garnish your wages from your paycheck, and then you're still cooked. So before you make that mistake, fellas, listen to your boy Uncle Fresh here. If you want to call me Uncle, whatever. Don't do this, man. This is financial suicide at its finest. So don't do it, brother. So from advice to me to you, younger brother, big brother, whatever we want to say, don't do it, man. Don't do it, bro. All right.
Sell it a few years later for a massive profit. Not to mention, throughout 2022, it wasn't unusual for buyers to pay over sticker price just to get the car from the dealership. And at the height of the shortage,
that's the point. They were charging people over sticker price because they wanted the car, because the demand was there. So the C8 Corvettes were so much demand, they made bank off people, 10, 20K over.
the average vehicle was priced 9.9% above MSRP, all thanks to high demand and limited supply. Yet, despite nearly every other pandemic shortage eventually coming back down to reality, car prices never really fell that much. Like as of now, new cars are still $12,000 more expensive than they were a few years ago. The typical family would have to spend 70 to 80% of their entire year's pay just to buy a vehicle at today's prices, which is double from what it used to be in 1990. And all of this simply means that car prices are outpacing incomes, more buyers than ever have payments that exceed $1,000 a month, and we have a new category that's absolutely out of control. Interest rates that were more than double the average since they were just desperate.
So what he's saying, guys, is that like now, even though prices are not budging, the rates are really high. So imagine this: payments are higher, prices are not moving down, or they barely are, right now at least, and you're left holding a high payment with a high car price. Cooked, man. Yeah, fellas, this is my message to you fellas watching. If you're hearing me here, you want to buy a car the right way. Buy the car used. Buy the car 3 to 4 years under the current year. Preferably 4 if you can, because they all look the exact same. Because that means the car is already, for the most part, past depreciation. And this is a basic understanding. I can go more advanced, of course, more detailed, more like numbers wise if you show me a car directly. But the base message here is that you want to buy a pre-owned used car that's a good condition. Obviously, bring a mechanic to look at the car. I made a mistake of not doing that a couple times, and it didn't hurt me that bad. But like I've seen people get hurt really bad from that. And then 3, understand whatever car you buy, the car payment is one thing for sure, but the actual exit is what you gotta look at. Like that's the part that hurts the most. Getting out of the car. If you can't do that successfully, or find a way out to minimize that negative equity, I would not buy that car, because you're gonna end up paying at the end of the actual lease or sale of the car a bunch of money that you don't want to spend, and that's gonna hurt, fellas. Trust me, it's gonna hurt. So don't fall for that trap, man. Don't fall for it, fellas. Before you leave, any questions here, fellas? Before we head out. Oh, I got a stream later on with Mr. Organic and Dom. We're gonna cover some dating stuff as well on the 305 podcast. Yeah, guys, the grind don't stop, man. We're working hard, man. Working hard. McLarens are also good for depreciation. Yeah, McLarens are really down right now. Actually, you can get a nice McLaren, a 720S for like 200K, 180, and it used to be like 400K. So imagine that, like half off the car you can get. Look at the Audi R8. They're really cheap now too as well. Audi R8s are like going for like really cheap. Like look, you can get an Audi R8 right now for 70K. Look at this shit, bro. Audi R8, brother, for 70K. Sheesh. Man, what a dream, bro. What a dream. If you told me that, a couple years ago, I'd be like, nah, brother, no way. Just kidding. But yeah, you can do this, man. Just buy it smart, man. If you got questions, bro, you put it in Discord, put it in locals. I'll try to respond to you if I can. But again, like, this is where like you gotta use common sense and use what's happening with leverage here, because you can see the market is not where it should be for cars and real estate. So, all right, man, I'm gonna head out of here. Just so we are clear, guys, don't buy a car without watching this video thoroughly. I showed you the reason why you don't want to buy a car right now. The gap between negative equity and you getting out the car. Exiting the car is very important. The payment is important too, but that's the least of your worries, bro. And then, of course, if you can't afford, you should have 6 months of savings at least to cover the car payments if you lose your job. That way you don't get repossessed right away. You can find another job in the meantime, but you need a buffer. And things are never always easy. Jem says, okay, so Jem on YouTube FNF. You know what's funny about people that say I shouldn't give advice? Where's your actual history, bro? What cars have you bought? What have you done? Because the thing I'm giving you guys is the experience that I've went through. Either I've mastered or failed it. And it's because I've learned from it myself. So this advice is actually solid because I've been through it many times myself. Many car deals, normal cars, luxury cars, exotic cars. So you don't know what you're seeing either, bro. But again, fellas, if you finance and you're a personal person financing, don't lease. The company, you should probably lease. And again, leases are short term. So you're basically renting a car and you're going to give it back. So, but you do avoid depreciation for the most part, which is not a bad deal. All right. All right, fellas, I'm going to head out of here. We got a stream with Organic and Dom. 305 podcast coming up for you guys on this same channel. Support channel, man. Sub to the channel. We're almost at 200K. Appreciate you guys, brother. And stay blessed. Be smart, fellas. Don't get finessed in the car market. I'm out of here.